Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be planning for the week of December 11th through the 17th, 2023 in my Sadie Stickers vertical planner. I'm going to be using this kit from Press called Noel. I've been really interested in this kit since the art released last year, and I didn't buy it, but I was really excited and thought it was lovely, so I decided to buy it this year. Comes with this really great functional deco. And then we've got these beautiful full boxes, two um, double seams. I got the mini kit, so it does come with colored flags and glitter headers that are color blocked, but only a small amount. I love, 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 love this washi tartan print. So I'm very excited to use that. I'm also going to be using this foiled bundle I got from Press called Mistletoe. It's a sparkly green, it's not a hollow, it's just a sparkly green foil. This is a full bundle that came with multiple pages and some really pretty confetti green overlays. So you can see it has these dynamic bows and sprigs of mistletoe, along with scripts, numbers, functionals, the whole shebang. I ended up using this bundle for the next 3 weeks spread throughout different kits just because it was so much and I wanted to kind of spread the love around. Now, as you can tell, this is not my normal setup. I was actually in Brooklyn, New York, filming this video on my parents' kitchen counter, which is why it is so zoomed out and there are all these other things on the counter, including glue wine and holiday syrup and other kind of fun things. So I apologize that it looks like this. My plan was to shoot this video before I left for New York. I'm just showing off some of the character stickers that I got for the holidays. This was the extra full box that came with this kit, so pretty. And then it also came with this gold foiled freebie with different Christmas scripts. I didn't really use that very much for this particular kit. I also pulled in a bunch of Sadie stickers foiled Tuesday because I had so many. I'd purchased two bundles when she did her bundles for leftover stickers. One was called Christmas in the City, and the other one was called Home for the Holidays, which was a great deal because I think they were only like $5 each, and I got so many of them. This year, I kind of went nuts with the festive stickers. Uh, so much so that I have enough to last me probably for the next 2 years. So the three shops I'm using for these this year are Once More with Love, Crafty Banana, and Stick with the Plan Co., all of which are available on either Etsy or their own personal shops. So because I was filming this kit from New York, I didn't have access to my normal like stand and all of that. So I apologize if everything is zoomed out. I had my phone balanced inside of a kitchen cabinet hanging over, so I couldn't even see exactly what was being filmed. Um, so I will say, like, I did my best, but I'm disappointed that this kit, which I was so excited to use, didn't film better with this setup. But anyway, uh, so I laid down the date dots that came with the kit along with the washi overlay. I decided to put the dark bows on the bottom and then the sprigs on top. This was my favorite scene from the kit, that double box of the tree farm with the white barn. And then I used the terrarium with a candle to mark the quote box. So as you can see, I used all of the foil underlays in this spread. It doesn't look super dynamic on film, but if you look at it up close, it's very clear that they are dark green and they're very flashy, and I think it worked really well with this kit in particular. The headers are such that they they're color blocked, so they match with the date dots, which was really easy. But because they were glitter headers, these sprigs of mistletoe don't show up as well. Um, I think they show up better on the brown, cream, and black, but they sort of get lost completely in the dark green, which it's fine. It's meant to be decorative, and this was my choice, so you know, I think this worked out really well. All the kits that I used for Christmas this year were glitter headers, so this would have looked like this no matter what kit week I decided to use this for. But um, so I used the this week header, and I used two weekly trackers to mark medication and reading, although I didn't actually track anything because I was back planning. So, um, and then I used a cleaning tracker, uh, and then I used the extra full box on the bottom, and I used a little flag just to fill in that space. So I know that I will be zooming in once I start planning. So I apologize that it's all zoomed out right now. Um, okay, so then we go back to this other side. So the week before um, this was the last full week of school and the last full week before my husband and I were going to be traveling to New York. So we had a lot going on just in terms of prepping for the holidays, making sure we had everything ready for our cat sitter, making sure the house was clean. And um, this was just, there was just a lot happening this week. Um, I decided to use the second double box, which is like a kitchen living room open concept image. Super pretty. I used the wrapping paper and I used the presents with an ornament inside of a martini glass to kind of give it that extra wow factor. Um, and then I just went ahead and put in all of my color blocks. Laying down the space was really fun. It was just a lot more involved because of all the different layers. And then color blocking and then et cetera, et cetera. Um, but it was great. I did this while my parents were napping so that they wouldn't actually need their kitchen. Anyone who's traveled to New York knows that kitchens are not very big. This is actually the most space that my parents had for a flat surface with actually good lighting in their apartment. Everything else was either not flat enough or easy to position the camera. So this was the best I could do. And you know, the only regret I have is that it's zoomed out quite a bit. I wish I had zoomed in a lot more. Um, but yeah, so this was kind of a crazy week, and I'll get sort of started talking about it. Um, Last year, I feel like we did a lot more festive things in North Carolina before we traveled to New York. This year, it was a little tricky because so my husband stayed in New York a little bit longer after Thanksgiving, which kind of cut into our holiday time. Because there's so many fun things to do in North Carolina for the holidays. I'm just putting in my Christmas countdown stickers from Once More with Love. It's a Christmas tree, an emoji holding a candy cane, and a hot cup of hot cocoa. And then I use those to mark work using the foiled scripts from the Press kit. So overall, we had 5 full days of work. That was the last little did I know this would be the last full week of work I'd have for some time, which was kind of interesting. So, and that's like a foreshadowing of January issues to come. Um, So on Monday, I had two IEP meetings that sort of overlapped together. One was at 7:15 and one was at 8 for different schools. So one was in person and one was virtual. So that was a little hectic. And then I had my own personal therapy session, um, and that was scheduled for 3 p.m. rather than I wrote 3 p.m., but it must have been 4 p.m. I think that was just an error on my part. I didn't realize that that was going to be my last therapy session for a while because of the new year. Um, I do teletherapy, and so in order for teletherapy to work, the person who is the clinician has to have licensure in both the state that he or she resides and the state that their client resides. So once I told her that I was going to be traveling to New York, she realized that she was not able to serve me because um, she wasn't licensed in New York. So Monday was a speech therapy and data collection day. And then in the evening, my dad misplaced his phone. And so I did some kind of tech support to get the Find My iCloud thing set up for my dad. And then he couldn't remember his Apple ID. It was just kind of a hot mess. Um, so the phone was eventually retrieved, but it took a while and it was kind of a stressful thing. On Tuesday, I did a lot of speech therapy and I had to run some errands after work. I was still buying um, Christmas gifts and Secret Santa gifts for people at work. I was still buying gifts for my family at that point. I had to read and finish the book for book club. I lit some cozy candles, and I think I wrote Starting to Unravel eventually at the bottom there on Tuesday. On Wednesday, just marked that I had more speech therapy. There was a charcuterie contest that my coworkers were participating in. So each team at school had to come up with a theme and then present it. And even though I didn't actually buy anything, I just offered money to the teammates so that they could buy things because I wasn't in the building that day. We did win, which is kind of a surprise. So then on Wednesday, I bought groceries, I finished my book, and then we had this amazing holiday book club where I got to have cocktails with liquid glitter, which I'd never had before. We were dressed in our pajamas, we did a book exchange. It was just really fun. I had a great time, and I highly recommend joining book clubs in your community. It's a great way to meet people. On Thursday, I had an IEP at 9:30. I did a lot of speech and language testing this day because I was still trying to make up for having the flu um, the week before. So I ended up doing like 2 days worth of speech and language testing in one day. So I was really exhausted. Um, I used a stick with the plan code just to show that I wrapped gifts for school. I did session notes, and then I had to take care of the trash and recycling. Um, so, of course, Friday I went to work, 10 days till Christmas. There was a cookie spread at school, which was so nice. That was organized by our PTA. And so they gave us like little bags where we could collect all the different kinds of cookies. I basically subsided on Christmas cookies for like the last week before school break. I had to do a ton of session notes and documentation. I was a little overwhelmed with it. And then I just marked that I had a cozy night in with my husband. We decided not to go out because we were going to be going somewhere on Saturday. So Saturday was kind of a little bit of a crazy day. So it started with us finally decorating our Christmas tree. We have a pre-lit fake tree that the lights were up and the tree was up. We didn't actually put the ornaments on it until the 16th. Um, I went out to run some errands and get gas. I wanted to get a cute outfit for our holiday party that night. And so I went to Target and Old Navy to try and find stuff. And then I realized that I had misread the start time of the cocktail crawl in our neighborhood. And it was like a total disaster. Um, so basically, what happened was I thought it was gonna start at 6, it actually started at 4. I hustled back home, so we didn't eat any dinner, and then I proceeded to drink, lots of different kinds of alcohol for, like, 6 hours, and the next day, I woke up so sick, so hungover, it was just wretched, and I still can't believe that I, you know, got through it alive. We had to Uber medicine to the house because neither of us were, like, okay enough to drive. My husband was also hungover. I haven't been that hungover since college, so it was kind of a huge disaster, um, but still really fun. I haven't seen any of these people since, so I'm a little embarrassed about, like, how drunk I got, but I think it'll be okay. It was the holidays, and it was our first time as a community doing something like this, so, um, I will just have to regain some dignity at the next book club meeting. So I just used some of the deco from the kit to sort of give it a little more oomph on the top, some overlays, and um, just making sure that everything looked nice. The deco was super cute, and I had so many festive stickers that I really didn't need it very much. I did use the yarn to write "Starting to Unravel" on Tuesday. Um, but yeah, this was a really interesting week, and um, it was really fun just to. And I'm sorry for the shifting of position and everything. This is me trying really, really hard. So I am now switching from having the camera um, to a handheld position. You can see the full spread. I think it came out really, really well. Again, I apologize for the craziness of this shot. Um, and yeah, I'm trying in all the different ways I can just to showcase this. Um, and then I realized at the last second that I never put the overlays for the full boxes on there, something I should have done at the beginning. But yeah, so I really enjoyed um, putting this all together, and I think it came out super cute. I probably could have saved these overlays for a different week. I didn't use all of them, so I did transfer some of them over to the following week so that it would be red and green foil. But um, overall, I just love the effect of this. And I would definitely recommend Caress Press bundles. I think if you want more dynamic underlays, um, I would consider Planner Hannah um, or Scribble Prints Co. will sometimes do those collaborations because the bolder the underlay, the more exciting it looks. This confetti underlay is cute, but it's not something that I've decided I would pay money for again unless there was really some dynamic print because I don't think it looks that amazing underneath. The wow factor just isn't there for me. But this was a great kit. I would definitely order this one again without the underlays for next year. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a really wonderful holiday season and stay tuned for more holiday plan with me's, which are going to be dropping later today. So yeah, thanks again and take care.